as always, welcome to your 30-minute restorative yoga class. I'm Desiree, and this is going to be exciting. So, as usual, I will read to you our little prompt. This is actually really exciting. We decided to start doing these little prompts, and we decided on the connection theme before we looked at the prompt, and shockingly enough, today's theme for March 7th on this Sunday is appreciating connection. So, which people do you connect with in your life? Notice who they are and what qualities they possess. They might be very similar to you or very different from you, but there is something between you that resonates, some question that is answered through the relationship, some need that is met in some way. If they're similar to you, it might be because you understand each other easily. If you are different from them, it may be that you complement each other. Friendship and chemistry are somewhat mysterious, but strive to appreciate your friends for their similarities and their differences. The similarities will offer you understanding, and the differences will offer you fresh perspective, into yourself. Jumping in here. Okay. All right, awesome, guys. So I'm just gonna lower my music. Hopefully I can still, oh, sorry, we'll come there. Okay. All right, we're back in action. All right, so we'll get started, as I said, in a comfortable seated posture. Your legs are going to be out in a diamond shape. The soles of your feet will be touching, and just for restorative purposes, some pillows underneath those thighs here. And we're just going to center ourselves, taking some deep inhales and deep exhales, and really just finding that connection between the breath, the mind, and your body. I'll invite you to close your eyes and allowing the earth to hold you up and those pillows to hold you up. And just breathing here. Nice even inhales and nice even exhales. Same length, same strength. And we'll root down through the earth and we'll rise up through the tops of our heads as if there were a string pulling us up taller and taller with every inhale and every exhale. And then maybe adjust the pillows. Get comfortable in your posture, in your practice. And I got a new singing bowl that I'm really excited about. So we'll keep the eyes closed and we'll begin the class with the sound and vibration of this singing bowl, which is in the vibration and sound of the root chakra. So with a deep inhale and a deep exhale through the mouth. We will begin our class. So staying seated here, we will begin with some nice neck circles. So the arms can rest where they may, and just making tiny little circles with our nose here. And then slowly making those circles bigger. And then really big circles, but taking it slow, taking it easy with the neck this morning. And then we'll take it to the other side. So if we started on the right, we'll go to the left. If you started on the left, we'll go to the right. So tiny circles at first with the nose, and then really big circles by the end. And about 5 to 10 rounds of that. Maybe you do 5 on the right, 5 on the left, and then another round, okay? And you'll keep the eyes closed here. And keep the breath even here. And then slowly making the circles, full rotations in the neck. And as you begin to slowly lower that movement, we'll take a deep inhale and we'll reach the arms up over our heads. Exhale, hands through heart center. And we'll place one hand over the heart, one hand over the belly. And we're just going to breathe for 3 deep breaths here, feeling the connection of our breath and our movements with the chest inhaling and inflating. And on the exhale, decompressing. We'll take another inhale. We'll reach the arms up over our heads. And then we'll drop the right palm down to the earth, either on a block or your tented fingers or a blanket, whatever you need to make yourself even with the earth at a comfortable height. And then we'll anchor down with that left hip as you reach up and rise over to the right side. Feeling that really nice side body stretch here. Again, rooting down and anchoring through that left hip bone for a breath or two. Maybe tilting the gaze towards the ceiling on an inhale. And on an exhale, we'll slowly lower that left arm down to the earth. And then we'll reach up that right arm. Nice inhale. And on the exhale, we'll side body stretch over to the left. Again, on tented fingers of the left hand, maybe you bend into that left elbow. Again, just getting a nice side body stretch here, opening up the spine. Another moment here. And then we'll slowly lower that right arm back to the earth. And then we're just going to lift both arms in a T position. Extending long through the spine and reaching the fingertips away from one another. And naturally the shoulders will begin to lower and draw down your spine, nice and flat on your back. And we'll just be mindful about puffing out the chest as we open up through the heart here. Just thinking about lifting up and rooting down instead of forward with the chest. And then we'll extend the arms up over our head with straight arms. Once more, bringing the hands through heart center. And just taking a breath in and out, reconnecting back to the breath after those gentle movements. All right. And slowly we'll begin to Reach the palms backward here, as if we're going to be resting, lounging here, but this is yoga, so we won't lounge for too long, right? And then we're gonna bring the knees back towards center gently. If you need help with the hands doing so, you know your body. And then we're gonna do a reverse tabletop here. So we're gonna press down with the palms and the hands, and the palms and the hands. We're gonna press down with the soles of our feet and our hands, and we're gonna lift the hips up nice and high here. And the feet are about hip width distance apart, and the hands are, they should be relatively shoulder distance apart. And then we're just gonna, if it's comfortable for us, tilt the neck backward, maybe tilt the gaze towards the ceiling. And lifting up a little bit higher in the hips with every inhale and every exhale. 2 more breaths here. And 1 on the lower. We'll drop the hips down. And then we're going to come on to the knees. So I had this fun little way of doing it, but then I realized this kind of might not be as much fun for everybody else. So you tuck the knees in if you want to get a little funky here, if you have it in the mobility and in your body. You're going to lift back up and you're just going to draw the knees down towards the earth. It's kind of an intense stretch for a restorative class, but if you want the fun, you go for the fun, right? It speaks to you. So we're on the knees now. The toes are active. We're sitting on our heels. And we're just going to do some chest opening and some back mobility here to work into the spine. So we're going to inhale, reach the arms up over our head, nice and straight. And then we're going to take a gentle twist here. So trying to keep the hips as square and even as possible. And we're just going to open up the arms to a comfortable twist. It doesn't have to be, a full 180, but, as comfortable as your body needs to be today. We're feeling the extension of the arms, stretching from fingertip to fingertip. And maybe you just tilt the gaze back towards that right hand. Or if you did the opposite arm, towards the hand that's towards the back wall. Right, and on an inhale, we'll come back to center. Nice long spine here. And then continuing the rotation, twisting towards the other side. And if this doesn't feel great on the feet or the shins, the shins, that's where I'm feeling it right now. So if it doesn't feel great, throw a pillow underneath there, untuck the toes, and continue your yoga practice. And then from there, you feel the connection of the earth holding you up. You feel that nice twist as you extend the arms long. Then you take another inhale and another exhale. And then you lift the arms back to center. And bring your hands to your heart. Nicely done. Another inhale and exhale. And then we'll come all the way up onto our knees here. The shins are flat on the earth. Remove the pillow if there was one. And this is where, if you have a towel or a block, this is where that should come in handy. We're gonna place, I'll face you guys first. We're gonna just place the block or towel in between our thighs here. We're gonna do some gentle back bending. We're going for a camel pose. So camel pose can be intense, but it can also be like a nice restorative posture. So I'll swivel back this way. And for camel, we just want to press down with the tops of our feet. So really connecting with the earth there. And then we're going to just bring the hands to our heart here, just centering ourselves, feeling the connection of the earth, and squeezing that towel or block or whatever's in between your legs. If you don't have anything, just bring your legs together and try to imagine a block being there. Or towel, because I don't have a block. So on an inhale, we're just going to bring the palms on our lower back. So flipping the hands here. And you should already start to feel well, I don't want to tell you how to feel, but for me, I start feeling a little bit of opening in the shoulders. So from there, we're gonna just gently walk our hands down our bottom and then the backs of our legs. But again, this is coming from the core. This is coming from the upper chest. We're trying to get that stretch up top. So you go as slow and as deep as you want to go. So you might just keep those hands right here, and that's good enough. If you want a deeper stretch here, you'll press into the hips with the palms. Then you'll slowly start to reach the shoulders, lifting the head back towards the wall or whatever is behind you. And again, we're squeezing that block, which should help engage that low belly area, engage the core, and really lifting from the chest, as if there were a string pulling you up before you go back. And then we're gonna lower, we're gonna slowly, gently lift ourselves back up, lower onto the knees, well, lower onto your heels rather. And we're just gonna take a moment there to reconvene. Again, the camel can be pretty intense. It is a very deep heart opener. The reason we were going to do a standing posture, but I figured this could be a nicer way to open up, a nicer way to connect through the heart chakra here today. So we're going to take that again. So just deeply, gently begin to, I'm losing my words today. Lift yourself back up onto the knees. We're going to again bring the palms behind our hips. And again, you can walk the hands down the back of the legs if that feels comfortable and safe for your spine. If it doesn't, this is perfectly okay. We're gonna squeeze the block between the legs, press down through the tops of our feet, and we're lifting with our chests before we send some energy towards the back of the room. Before we enter that deep back bend, that heart opening posture of camel, we lift through the chest and then towards the back of the room. Again, this is gentle. We're not going too deep here today, but just enough to open up the chest, open up that heart chakra. And as you're ready, we're gonna do some fun swiveling here. So we're gonna remove the block from the legs, and we're gonna extend one leg out long. So I'm gonna turn and face you guys. So we were here, now we're gonna extend, I'm extending my right leg. I don't know if that mirrors you, but if you wanna do right, left, whatever feels comfortable for you today. And then we're gonna lower that arm towards the bent knee. And we're gonna take a modified side plank. So we're gonna press down my left hands on the earth and reach up with that right hand here. And that right foot can be flat on the earth. If it doesn't feel great on your ankle, you just kick up through the heel, just as I did. That can sometimes feel good on the back of the leg too. So we're in a modified plank. You got a nice little kickstand here with the knee. And if you're feeling a little, adventurous, you wanna kick that leg up and get a little bit more mobility in the hip going. I always encourage it. Again, this is a restorative class though, so if you're like, oh, no, thanks, lady, we're just gonna keep that leg on the earth and just feel that nice side body opening as you tilt the gaze towards the right hands, or the hands that's towards the ceiling. Again, nice inhales and exhales. And you wanna extend the body, so reaching through the top of your head, and then extending long through that right foot or whatever foot is planted out to the side. And maybe just for a moment, you're gonna reach that arm that's over your head towards the front of the room. And then maybe you wanna kick that leg up, I don't know. Just playing around today, just connecting with your body, connecting with the breath, and allowing the postures to come to you. Not forcing them, but inviting them into your body as they come, as you are. without expectations. I think that's enough of this side. What do you say? So now we're gonna lower both hands to the earth. We're just gonna walk ourselves all the way towards that foot that was extended. So again, I've got my right foot out in front of me. You're gonna pivot with that back leg. We're gonna come into a nice half split here. So keeping the heel flexed on the front foot. You can't really flex your heel, I meant flex your foot of the front leg. And then we're just gonna gently tense the fingers and maybe bend the arms to find your way towards your knee. And however you get there, maybe you don't reach your nose to your knee, and that is totally fine. I'm not going to because my hamstrings do not allow that. So we're here for a few breaths. And again, we're just extending long through the spine if we can, if it's accessible. Like there's a string there pulling your head forward. And then again, extending long through the back of that left leg. So reaching in opposite directions here, reaching forward with the crown of your head and backward with the left foot. And then we're gonna just gently bend into that front knee here, just to give a little bit of opposite action. Again, keeping the tented fingers, or perhaps you have some blocks or blankets or towels underneath you. And then we're gonna untuck the back toes. We're gonna come into a low lunge just for a second. And then you're gonna walk your feet in towards each other for a nice little gentle pyramid pose. And the legs are however long or short you need them to be today. If you need a bend in the knee, you take the bend in the knee. And then we'll just gently lower the head. Inhale, and a good exhale. One more inhale, and an exhale. Good, and then we're gonna pivot the back heel to face the toes forward, pivot the front heel to face the toes forward, coming through to center here, so a nice straddle. And then we're gonna keep walking the hands towards that left foot or the back of the mat, if you will, wherever you were facing. And then you're gonna come right back into a pyramid pose, but on the other leg. Again, stance here is however short or long you need it to be. Knees are as bent as they need to be. And then we're gonna reverse everything we just did. So we're gonna send that back leg long, coming into a low runner's lunge. So the front knee is bent, the back knee is extending long. Then we're gonna lower that back knee gently on the earth. If this is uncomfortable on the knee right here, you can always fold over your mat or grab a blanket or a pillow to go underneath. And then we're going to just straighten out that front leg, coming into your half split. And maybe adjusting the arms here if they're too far forward. Again, connecting your body with your breath and allowing those postures to arrive. Maybe one more inhale here, one more exhale. And then we're slowly gonna lift our way back up. And then we will walk our hands towards the side of our mats. We'll pivot that right knee so that we come into another side plank, but modified on the other side. So we did a nice little mat play there. We're gonna extend, my left leg is extended long. I'm on my right knee that is bent on the earth, and the shin is flat behind me. Right arm pressing into the earth, left arm lifting towards the sky. For your modified side plank. I'm like, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did creating it, because it was a lot of fun. And again, if you want to lift that leg up, some of you already have, go you, I love you. Awesome. We're lifting, we're extending. If you want to keep it on the earth, you keep it on the earth. You are where you are today. Maybe you tilt the gaze towards the ceiling. Inhales and exhales. Nicely done. Maybe reaching that left arm overhead here just for a moment. Maybe give your wall a high five because it is in your way. Nicely done, you guys. Awesome. And we're just going to slowly lower that left hand to the earth. We're going to walk everything towards the center. And we're going to come back to that lovely camel pose. It's nice to get like a couple back bends in when you're doing a heart opening class. So the ones we did were, modified and not as in depth. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to go a little deeper if you would like, if your body allows it, if your back feels great, I say go for it, why not? So I always love to use towel block, whatever you need between legs. So we're going to squeeze those block between our legs here, or whatever your block is today. Again, pressing down through the shins, the tops of the feet a lot, squeezing the block. Inhale the arms up over your head. Then bring your hands to the heart center. Let's connect the breath to the movement here as we bring the palms to the lower back. And we begin our heart opening. One thing I didn't mention, try to squeeze the elbows in towards one another as if they could touch. That'll create a nice opening through the collarbone. At least for me, that's what it does. So from here, I'll encourage you to go a little bit deeper. So maybe you think about lowering the hands a little bit down the back of the legs. And then gently just letting the head tilt back, but with strength here. Don't just let it flail back so you can't breathe. But, a gentle tilt of the neck, a tilt of the gaze, a nice squeeze of the elbows once more for 3. We squeeze that block and press down through the shins for 2. And 1. Great job, you guys. Lift as you come up so you don't crunch that lower back. And then we're going to slowly, gently lower onto the heels. Nicely done. All right, we'll remove the block. We're all done with that camel pose. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more open through the heart. And I'm just going to check my notes, make sure I'm going great. And we are. Beautiful. All right. So knees will come together here. We'll keep the eyes closed. And we're going to come into a nice supported child's pose. So if you have a pillow and a blanket, a couple of pillows, we're just going to plop it on our mat. I like a little more cushion. And we're going to take a child's pose. So the knees are going to extend. No, they're not going to extend. They're going to open towards the side. And we're going to fold over this lovely pillow and blanket combo we've got going. We're going to take a child's pose to close the practice here. So you can either reach the arms out in front of you, if you prefer to have the arms by your sides as you tilt the neck to one side, and take your final resting posture of this restorative class. You'll feel the connection of the breath and your child's pose. And maybe you adjust your pillow and your blanket for a little bit more support. And we're here for the remainder of class, so you'll take the time that you need in this posture. And maybe after a few breaths, you come up and you take the neck towards the other side. So we're thinking about really sinking the hips down towards the heels here. And the ultimate goal is really just feeling comfort and feeling restored after that 30-minute class, reversing the camel pose, that heart opening. And I will invite you to close the eyes if they aren't already closed. And just taking this time to reflect on the theme of the class, connection. Connection is something nowadays that seems a little bit hard to find, with the whole pandemic and not being able to see people, but you can always give them a call, right? Shoot them an email, some good old-fashioned snail mail. Finding new and different ways to connect with each other, and more importantly, connecting with ourselves. And as you reflect on that, there hold no expectation. Just allow yourself to be present in this moment with the idea of connection. A few moments here, and I will symbolize the end of class with the singing bowl, just as we began class. So you keep the eyes closed, you rest in this posture. And together we'll take a deep inhale, open the mouth, exhale. And we'll slowly begin to come out of our child's pose, coming off of the earth, and finding yourself in a comfortable seated posture. Maybe that is Shavasana. Maybe it is how you began class. However you would like. So again, keeping the eyes closed here if you wish, getting as comfortable as you possibly can. Maybe bring the hands to your heart center. For the sake of connection, I'll invite you to bring one hand over your heart and one hand over your belly. And we'll close the practice together with a sound and vibration, with one inhale and one exhale. All right, you guys. You can blink your eyes open. And that concludes our 30 minutes of restorative yoga. Thank you so much for showing up to practice today. I appreciate all of you coming and sharing this experience with me. If you want to unmute yourselves, please do. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to chat about connection, if you will. But yeah, that's the end of your class, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And
thank you so much. I was looking sun, and I had to get outside, and it's warm enough to do so. So
Yeah, hopefully soon enough. I know it's sunny here, and I'm in Reading, Massachusetts, so hoping warmer weather is around the corner.
fantastic. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was a great class.
Awesome. Thank you, Catherine. It's a pleasure to have you all here. I'm hoping that you all enjoyed that, and that was a nice little way to start your Sunday. As always, if you enjoyed the class and you wanted to send a love offering our way, I have posted in the group, well, yeah, this chat I've posted. Oh, I'm just seeing some people beeping circus music. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That was only at the very beginning. It went.
That was me and forgetting to shut off my music. I love you for letting me know. Awesome. Thank you. How do you all feel? Are you doing good? Are you enjoying life these days?
Oh, the camel was really interesting. I'd never done that one before, so that was a new.
Yeah, I was a little nervous, I won't lie, to incorporate that. Ocean and I were discussing doing a heart opening theme, and we were going to do it standing, to reiterate the connection of the feet into the earth. But I love camel. It's such an intense posture. Bye, Jose. Thank you as always. I'm so glad you got to join us. Bye now. So yeah, it's a nice heart opener. It's intense if you want it to be, but it can also be restorative. And it's your body. It depends how deep you go, but I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Yay.
Absolutely. All right, I'll see you next Sunday. Thank you, Desiree.
Okay, Sam, thank you. Have a great week.
You too. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.